Hey, slash A2 Buckaroos, how the heck are you? I forgot to do something before I got started here, so I think my background might change on you. I meant to freshen that up, but I forgot. It's not going the direction I wanted to. Just right in front of you here. You know, I'm not really in this nice little saloon, but I can't get it right where I need it to be, unfortunately. Thought I had it there, then it got all messed up on me, and I can't quite get it to where I need it. And now I'm live, so I can't change it now. Here we go. Yeah, it's having some issues there. There we go. See if that's better. Well, just not wanting to line up how it's supposed to for some reason. Kind of perfect for the other video. For a while, I can't get this one set up now. Anyway, but it is what it is. Let's just keep going. Anyway, Wart's like, yeah, we know you're not really there, Tom. The green screen isn't cooperating today, unfortunately. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble. I had it figured perfect, and then I hit the start button, and then it kind of got off kilter on me, and I can't get it back where I need it to be. Anyway, we're just going to leave it there. That's as good as it's going to get, apparently. Just again, just can't get it. I don't know why it's not cooperating with me today, darn it. I had it figured out perfect, and then I can't get it right where I need it. That mic is, or that mic, the stand is so touchy. It got a little off, and I can't get it back where I need it to be. Anyway, it's good. I don't care anymore. Oh, Lord have mercy. It's going to be that kind of day, apparently. I have it, and I don't have it. As you can tell, I'm a tad bit obsessive. So OCD is a component of my Tourette's, and it's messing up on me, but nevertheless, that's as good as it's going to get, apparently. So here's what I got here. Before all my ice melts, I had this set up to go. It took me longer to get rocking than I thought. So in my shaker here, I'm going to make this cocktail. Sometimes I have the cocktail already prepped for you, but in this case, I wanted to make it right in front of you. And I misplaced my shot glass. So it is that kind of day. Gosh darn. Always when you're going live, I have one issue after the other today for some reason. All right. Got everything out. Thought I was organized right up until I hit play, and then everything went to hell in a handbasket. Anyways, and obviously, well, it's not a professional show. You know, that's the thing. A lot of folks want to. They don't do live videos because of shit like this happening, and I do this. I do live videos because of shit like this happening. to show the warts and all. Hey, man, I'm just a guy putting some stuff together. It's all off the cuff. It's all supposed to be fun. So, anyways, here's what I got here. I've got the Rocktown. I bought this back in August when we were out there. This is single barrel cask strength Arkansas straight rye whiskey at 57.64. You can do some math. What's that? 115 and change. So I'm going to pour some. Where'd my neat glass go? There it is. I'm going to give it about 1.5 ounces. I'm going to pour in this. So they call it a perfect dram glass, but it's basically a slightly reimagined Glencairn. So I've got some poured neat there, but now I'm going to set that off to the side and then make a cocktail. I'm going to pour about the same amount of that to make this cocktail. And I'm going to use only Rocktown products for this. And I've got 3, that being one of them. So the other one I'm going to use in there is the Rocktown coffee liqueur. So 40 proof coffee liqueur, handcrafted in Little Rock, Arkansas by Rocktown Distillery. Honestly, forgot I had this. It's been sitting in the fridge for a while. I kind of forgot I had it. I had opened it before, but I hadn't used much out of it. So I poured about 1.5 ounces of that whiskey. I'm going to cut that down to probably about 1 ounce of that coffee liqueur. And then the third product is their bourbon cream, but I'm not going to add that to the shaker. There's a reason for that. So I'm not going to add it to the shaker. I'm going to give that a nice stir here. Stirred, not shaken, if you will. And then using my Rocktown Rocks glass here. Now, a cocktail like this probably should be poured into a Glencairn, but I did want to use my Rocktown glass here. Both Rocktown glasses. So I'm going to pour those into the glass. And I'm just going to add a little bit of the bourbon cream over the top. And the reason for that is so it won't curdle. Just a touch, not a lot. I don't need a lot in there. I just want to add that little something extra to the cocktail. As you can see, I didn't pour much, just a little bit in there over the top. And cilantro. That's a very nicely done coffee liqueur. This Rocktown rye is just so insanely good. It is very approachable, even at that high proof. Our straight rye whiskey is slowly distilled in our copper pot still from the finest Arkansas grown rye, grain, and corn. They don't give me a percentage, and I wish they did, but nevertheless, this is a bottle from one single barrel that's been hand selected by our head distillers. This is cask single barrel rye, and it is just crazy good. And unfortunately, that's my the last bottle of stuff of liquor. I bought a couple other bottles of whiskey that have gone. I was hanging on to this one because it was my favorite. But I still got that Rocktown coffee liqueur I can do something with. I also bought their salted vanilla vodka that just came out about the time that I was out there. And man, that stuff was just crazy delicious. So we started with some technical difficulties, but we're okay now. Screw it. Man, that is just a nicely done rye. Relaxing here near the end of my vacation, if you will. I had to take a vacation. I'd have some surgery done, minor surgery for carpal tunnel, cubital release, and the trigger finger, but still had to take some time off work. Unfortunately, and I just can't afford to take a lot of time off work. So I'm going to take a few days off later in the year, but I can't take a long vacation this year like we did a couple years ago for our anniversary, our 30th. We'll hit 32 this year, believe it or not. Assuming she doesn't kill me before then. Anyway, I digress. You never know. It's a strange times we live in. Wife might kill me. Ice might come take me away. Who knows at this point what's going to happen? Some fascist goose stepper might come to my door. And I live in a very dark red part of the country too, man. It's rough out here. You got people that are just immune to facts. You can show them an actual fact. This is the truth. This is my opinion. This isn't how I feel about things. This is the fact. No, that's spin. No. That's not fake news. That's not spin. This is the truth. I'm showing you. This is verifiable. But that's not what it says over here. Okay, good Lord. You just can't have logical conversations with folks anymore because they've already decided how they feel. It doesn't matter what you can show them the truth is. They only care about what they believe. They don't care about the truth anymore. That's what's so bizarre right now. Used to be able to, okay, no, this is true. Okay. And then people have the ability to change their minds. But you got that extreme Trump far right that's so blinded, so deep in their cognitive dissonance that they don't have the ability to change their mind. Because if they did, they'd have to reassess how they look at everything. And they're just not willing to do that. So what am I going to do? Well, hell, I don't know. So right now, I'm just going to have some whiskey, enjoy my last day off. No, that's not true. I got one more day off, but this is the last day off without a day off afterwards, you see. So that's why I can enjoy myself today, relax, have a drink, have a cocktail. Did have to get out and buy some groceries. I mentioned in some other videos that I was smart enough to at least have my freezer packed, and that was true. But then I still got to craving some things I didn't have on hand, or didn't have everything to make it, if you will. We did have some. I always keep dried beans on hand. It's one of those rare occasions that we ran out of rice. I usually don't let us run out of rice, but we did. But I was really wanting some Mexican food. Some classic, how I grew up. I grew up in California, Southern California. It's kind of that Baja style mix. But then I also spent some time in Las Cruces, New Mexico. So that New Mexico style Mexican food. So I'm kind of combining both here for tonight's meal. I'm going to do. So the first time I ever had a flat enchilada is when we moved to Las Cruces. And because Hatch, New Mexico is so close there, they always had those fresh Hatch chilies. So the green sauce was just insane there. And you can have the enchiladas montada style, which is with an egg on top, which sounds really weird because I thought it was crazy the first time I ordered it. Then I tasted it and went, oh my God, that's just brilliant. So anyway, I did make a fresh verde sauce or green sauce. I will be honest with you, there was just a green sauce with the Hatch chilies. I did use tomatillos because I did want that full, verde experience. So again, flat enchilada, egg on top, just a cheese and onion enchilada. Very simple. So my wife likes that Chihuahua style cheese, that Mexican melting cheese. So I've got that for her. That I will use some on mine as well. But I also picked up some cotija because that's my personal favorite. So I'm gonna finish it with the cotija on top. Put the melting cheese inside because you want that, enchilada to be a little gooey. But the little that cotija inside is just a slightly sharper cheese. You don't need a lot. Some compare it to a Mexican version of Parmesan. Some say it's closer to feta. I say it's actually somewhere in the middle. Queso fresco is actually closer to feta than cotija is. But cotija isn't quite as sharp as a good Parmesan either. So flavor-wise, it's somewhere in the middle there. But it is just such a nice cheese. Oddly enough, the first time I ever had cotija cheese was in, of all places, man, of all places, Hammond, Indiana. In California, it does something different. But I was working on the road, traveling, and we were in Hammond, Indiana for about a week or so. And there was a Mexican place right near where we were staying. I mean, within just a few blocks walk. And they were rather authentic. I mean, it's big a whole the cheese enchilada with the cotija cheese, and I thought, oh, okay, I really like this. And then a handful of years later, when we moved to Las Cruces, those cheeses came back again, or came to me again. I suppose they'd always been around, but it was of all places. Yeah, I was about 24 years old in Hammond, Indiana, the first time I had that cotija because I wasn't familiar with it. When, oh my gosh, that's genius! That stuff is really good. Makes I had a cheese and onion enchilada there. Oh my lord! But again, the first time I ever had the flat enchilada with the egg on top was Las Cruces with the green sauce. Now, since then, I've had it other places out here. In fact, unfortunately, I'm not going to mention the name because they don't do it anymore. But they used to do flat enchiladas, and they went to just regular enchiladas. But yeah, when they first opened, they did the flat enchilada with the red sauce, but they didn't do the green sauce. But today I am doing a close to a traditional verde. I use some tomatillos, poblano, and jalapeno, but I use jalapeno in a very specific manner. Some want to cut the jalapeno and seed it, take everything out, and then chop it and put it in. My technique is to drop it in a whole. That gives me the flavor of the jalapeno in my sauce without any of the heat. Then I take that out and I eat it later because now it's all heat. Because all the sweetness and everything's out. It's into my sauce now. But yeah, if you leave it whole, you will get all the flavor without the heat. But why I said I was kind of combining cultures of my Baja Mexico, or the Baja Mexican style upbringing in Southern California, is I'm having some fideo. Now, if you leave that region of California, fideo is a sopa, and it's only a sopa. That's all it is. But in that one particular part of town, and that one little Southern California between Southern California and Baja, Mexico, or Southern California through Baja, Mexico, I should say, it's a side dish. And I'm making it that traditional way as a side dish, meaning you brown it in some butter and or oil. Then you add a combination of stock and tomato juice. Now what I'm going to use here is I'm using a little of the tomato chicken bouillon and some tomato sauce. But you got to brown it first because you want that flavor in there. You want that nuttiness of that brown butter in there. And then you very slowly add the liquid, cover it for about 20 minutes or so. Put it on to simmer, I should add. Put it on to simmer, cover it for about 20 minutes, and you got one of the best side dishes you ever had. Now, it does sound very simple. It is. There's no spice to it. There's no nothing. It's just a tomato sauce, that little bit of stock. It's one of those just great, simple flavors. It's just so good. And it goes great with everything else, especially for me. I like spice. So I add spice to everything else. Then I can take a bite of that and go, oh gosh, that's just delicious. Anyways, back to the whiskey. Kind of got off track there, didn't you, Tom? Yeah, but I'm kind of known for that, am I not? Single barrel cask strength rye, man. Single barrel cask rye. That's just amazing. This one is so good too. If you ever find yourself in Little Rock, Arkansas, please go to Rocktown Distillery. I really loved everything I picked up from them. I even picked up a couple things from my wife. They had a watermelon vodka she likes in the summertime. And again, if I get a chance, I will definitely buy that salted vanilla vodka because it was great on its own, but it was a great additive to other cocktails. So there you go. Anyways, I digress. I am Tom, Whiskey Whisper, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker. Apologize for the earlier, mishaps. The going live. Sometimes things happen. It's funny. It's true though. It was all lined up, and I must have knocked something around when I hit live, and got all off track. Anyways, it doesn't really matter, does it? Nah, really, it doesn't. Tom, we don't care. Bottom line, Rocktown. If you ever get to Little Rock, Arkansas, please visit Rocktown Distillery. On a separate note, Moody Brews Brewery in the Petaway area of Little Rock, not far from the downtown area. Man, that brewery is just insane. If you ever get out there, you got to visit that one. The other brewery I really enjoyed out there was Southern Tail. So if you ever get out there, please visit Moody Brews and Southern Tail. Those guys are doing some awesome stuff. But if you're a whiskey guy like me, you got to hit Rocktown. They're doing some great products. I am Tom, the Whiskey Whisper, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor, wisdom man. All right, good guys. Thanks for tuning in.